We could talk about how fucking uncomfortable beanbags are.
Yeah, they really are.
I had a beanbag as a child, and I thought it was the greatest thing in the whole wide world. And as an adult, I disagree with my childness. When I was a kid, I thought I was literally the most uncool human being in the entire world. I thought that everyone else figured it out. Like, they all figured out what cool was. And then the older I got, the more I figured out that no one has any idea what is cool and what is not. And I was thinking about that lately because I had a friend recently just tell me that he thought I was cool growing up. So for someone else to call me cool, it put me in a weird mind space. Really, I guess what I want to know is how much is cool in your control and how much is it not? To find out, I thought I would talk to someone who has what I think is one of the coolest jobs in the entire world. His nickname is Elk, and he plays Overwatch for a living. Dude, you live here and every day you just get to wake up in this house.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Wake up in the house, personal chef, professional video game player. Goes together pretty well. This is one of the gaming rooms, one of the practice rooms. We have 2 coach setups there and player setups over there.
Do those coaches, can they see you, what you're doing on the...
Yeah, totally. They're spectating, they're in our voice comms, they can hear everything we're saying. And then this is where we actually review, because we have this projector set up. We bring the projector out to the middle, put it on this, bring all these metal chairs up so everybody can like sit in an audience and kind of like look at it and talk about it.
You guys really are like the equivalent. I mean, you're just video game sports. Like, it's eSports, clearly, but
it's very close, especially in the sense of like the majority of our time is spent reviewing. The majority of our time is not spent playing.
That's not what I expected. I expected it to be the opposite of that.
Next, we have the living room, Xbox, PS4, Wii Switch.
Jeez.
A lot of amazing video games. We bought Smash a while ago and everybody got super invested in that, hyper competitive and all that.
Yeah, I bet in this household you guys all get hyper competitive over any video games you play. Does everyone have the same like it's just the competitive must win at all times, or is anyone in it for like, I just love the game?
I assume everyone's in it because they're competitive, but I don't actually know. But at least for me, it's just I want to be winning, and it turned out Overwatch was the game I was best at, so it's the game I'm most suited to be winning in. Kitchen right through here.
Beautiful kitchen.
Where Chef Heidi makes beautiful food, as you can see right now. Chicken sandwiches, very nice.
Those look delicious.
They definitely are. Another just like common area, people hang out, do normal adult things in the kitchen.
What are adult things?
Normal adult things. Drinking water, making protein shakes, ordering food, eating food,
those
washing
are adult
dishes.
Things. Yeah, those are adult things.
Outside, we have a fantastic pool and treehouse.
You have a pool, like you guys are like literally living in like the fanciest of fancy houses.
Pool, hot tub, treehouse. Kind of a, I guess some people play soccer midday, but it's more of a meme.
You have a pool?
Yeah.
A jacuzzi and a actual treehouse?
An actual treehouse, a real large scale treehouse. Actually, one of the Overwatch League casters lived in that treehouse for a week.
Yeah, you can't see it, but it does look like a murderer did live in here.
Well, Sideshow is possibly a murderer.
We're all possibly murderers. So like this, like you don't think this is cool at all? Like,
I think the house is amazing. The house is definitely cool.
I would be partying too hard.
It's a different level you can take any game to when you're literally living in a house where the goal of your day is to be winning at that game.
You're 19 years old.
Yeah.
And you do more in a day than I do in like a week.
We wake up at 11, we have meals 11 to 12. We review and talk about what we want to do for the day, 12 to 1. And then our first practice block is 1 to 3. The coaches are watching and recording. And then in between there, we take like a 5-minute break. And then 4 to 6, we have our second practice block with another 5-minute break somewhere in between, depending on how it's going.
So this is like more like just like video game college?
So do you actually know the Netflix series? I thought it actually reflected my life reasonably well.
Brian, let me give you a little advice. You can't be the best unless you be yourself. Do you really mean that? More than anything in the world.
What does your family think of this in general?
When I first started playing, it was very casual. And I was, I think, 15 when Overwatch came out. My mom was like slightly concerned. She's like, you're spending an unusual amount of time doing this. You're taking a computer with us when we go on vacation. So she like looked into eSports, saw it was like actually a very large thing that's still growing massively. And then was like, okay, sure, go for it.
What a chill mom.
And then from there, I actually went to Thailand. So telling your mom at 17, I'm gonna move to Thailand to play video games, and them saying yes to at 17 letting me fly to Thailand was amazing. Yeah, so this is my desk, my workstation in quotation marks.
You got the coolest workstation.
Yeah, no, it's great. I get this also super nice chair, very comfortable. Although it is like $1,300, so I would not be able to buy one for my house.
$1,300, can I sit in it?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I took the armrests off. I think most people did.
Because you need to game faster and like.
Also just how I hold my arms. For my debut, I think I was definitely uncomfortable in Overwatch League. Along with the fact that I had one real day to practice, I think amplified that a bit for me.
Is that crowd bigger then?
Have you not seen the arena? It feels like a lot of people, yeah. You gotta remember you're on stream in front of 100,000, right?
Yeah.
So like that'll also is some pressure. And I'm also normally a person where like the more stressed I get, the better I perform in things.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you like want to keep yourself at like a high stress at all times?
Yeah, normally.
That sounds like it's really hard to deal with.
Well, that's like, I don't really play games because I enjoy them. I enjoy winning, which is why I play games. The anxiety of competing is terrifying. It's by far the worst part of the job.
Yeah.
But the feeling you get from winning is so astronomically better that it's like worth that terrible feeling of losing and terrible feeling of needing to improve to actually get to that point.
How do you feel when you lose?
Terrible. That's why I try very hard to not lose.
So like what happens when you lose? Like I mean you must lose. Like,
even if I'm playing a card game alone and I lose, I feel terrible.
by yourself? Just
Yeah,
like,
and then I go out to the gym, I pick up heavy things and I feel a bit better, and then I come back inside and I try again. I looked at esports players as like some amazing gods who could do whatever they wanted. And now that I'm actually in it, I'm like, oh, they're all just normal people.
normal human beings who are really good at video games.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
You lose the ability to feel like some of your relationships are genuine. So if I stream, there's a lot of people who are in my chat who have maybe been in my chat for over a year, who like when I stream, they come, they hang out, they talk to me. And it's a weird connection you have with them because they support you and they also take time out of their day to come watch you and think you're entertaining. I think that the balance between thinking those people are like real friends that you would go hang out with and go like to a park with or something versus people who are more fans, I think that line is really weird. And that line, I think for me at least, has been strange to try to manage between like being too personable on Twitter or trying to make yourself look like a successful esports player versus showing like, well, today was actually a bad day for me and I don't want to try to put on this face on Twitter.
Yeah, how do you deal with it?
I've just decided I'm not going to try to put a face on Twitter at all. And I'm just going to like tweet whatever I think and whatever I feel like and then
Just be you.
just be me. Coming up playing esports, I never thought anything of it, really. Like it just didn't even cross my mind. And then last Pride Day, actually, which is almost a year ago, I guess at this point, I just posted a tweet and then the amount of support I got for it was unreal.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was crazy. I didn't expect it to be a big thing, but like,
I mean, it's kind of a big, it could be, I mean, kind of a big thing, right?
I can see why people like having someone in a position of like status or whatever who represents the LGBT stuff. But I definitely didn't expect it to be as much as it was. I truly, personally haven't seen a single negative comment. My family has, but I personally have not been like directly exposed to the negative.
That's incredible, honestly. I'll be perfectly honest. I'm like a little bit tearing up.
no.
Like I didn't even expect to have this
No, yeah,
conversation, so I'm
totally.
like delighted inside.
Yeah, no, it's great.
This is so cool to hear.
It's definitely positive. Since I'm new to the team, I think I have like this one of the smaller social profiles, whereas like Carpe, he goes to the Blizzard arena and a fan bought him $900 shoes. And she just bought him designer shoes and he was like, oh, thank you, cool. But I'm sitting there like, this is crazy.
It is.
Like that is so far removed from what I was even thinking about.
What do you think is cool?
I think Elon Musk is cool.
Really, why?
I think that he's done things that I find so astonishingly impressive that I am only amazed by it. I think that Amazon is cool for a different reason, mostly that I'm impressed with their ability to just absorb industry.
You're like, I like how evil Amazon is. It's really cool.
Well, yeah, kind of pretty much. Like, I think that regardless of whether or not what they're doing is good or bad, the fact that someone was able to do that is just amazing to like see and learn about.
I still like Ninja Turtles. Like I just find them fascinating.
It's interesting because I'm not a very sentimental person. Like I don't really take pictures. I don't really save memories in the same sense most people do. The things I find cool for very, I guess, like non-personable reasons. Like I find them cool objectively just because of the things they've achieved and not because they really relate to me.
Have you ever done something where you're just like, this is cool?
Every time I walk out on stage to play Overwatch.
That is cool.
Well, you have a bunch of fans screaming and you're walking out high-fiving a bunch of people to go play a video game on this amazing stage in this giant arena.
That's way cooler than I think anything I've ever done before. The coolest thing I ever do is like, I talked to Justin Long once. I was like, that was really cool. The thing I think is actually more cool than like the playing the video games and being in front of it is just the actual dedication. And like
it's a lot of time.
Yeah, just but actually like giving a shit about something. I think it's super cool because I don't have that ability in me to like, I don't give a shit about a lot of things besides like my family. anything else, I'm kind of like, nah, I don't care, whatever. I have a very blasé attitude. So like when I get to see someone else like dedicate themselves, I personally think you're cool. Like I'm gonna say it. Cause like, and also
I don't agree, but
I've been hanging
sure.
out with you all day. You know, yeah, like I think you're cool. But like when someone says like you're cool, like how do you feel?
I think it's not up to me. I think that everybody has someone else who thinks they're cool, even if it's a mom or a parent or like a sibling or a close friend. Especially if you have younger siblings, they always think you're amazing. Like my younger brother's like, oh my God, you have the coolest job in the world and everything's amazing and I just want to scream every time I see you.
My sister thinks I'm an asshole. So she doesn't care at all. She's younger than me. She's like, you're not cool.
Obnoxious, loud, and I want to say aggressive.
I think that it's really up to the other people. So I think that the reason Overwatch League players seem to be cool is because they have a lot of fans who care very passionately about the game and they're all willing to like go to the events in the Blizzard Arena, make signs, scream when their team wins. And that's one of the cool things about being in esports is that you have this like large fan base of people who are truly just willing to support you through wins and losses because they want to see you succeed.
I mean, I think that's cool.
And I think that it's just a very public forum for someone to exist.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to find people who relate to you. Maybe it's something in another person you aspire to be like.
Yeah, you're like, that's cool because I would like to be that. I'm trying to think of all the people that I think are like super cool, and most of them are funny. I really like funny people. So anyone who just like has like a really just like, I made you laugh, and like the better they are at it, I think the cooler I think they are.
Yeah, I think all the people I would consider cool are very successful in their own fields. You're trying to quantify something that is truly up to each individual.
Yeah.
So it's interesting and philosophical, definitely.
That's the whole aim of this show. Everyone's cool, and whatever you think is cool, you know? Thanks so much.
And if someone else says it's not, they're wrong.
Yeah, tell them eat shit and die. Can we say that on you? Can we say eat shit and die? So is Elk cool? I think so. Is his job cool? I definitely think so. Does Elk think he's cool? I think he knows who he is, and he likes who he is. Whether or not he thinks that's cool, I don't think he thinks that because he said so. That's the whole point. Nobody gets to choose when they're cool. I did not expect to come out with the outcome that I did, but in the end, it's just very subjective. We don't have any choice in what is and isn't cool, and that's pretty neat. I think that's a neat feeling to feel like cool isn't something unobtainable. Cool is obtainable depending on who you're around. It feels nice. It's less scary to me now than it used to be. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want. That would be cool. If not, that's also cool. Check out the playlist below, and thanks for watching.